So there were some good races this weekend. Detroit saw a lot of action, you know. 3 races that I really want to talk about this weekend happened at Detroit. Great weekend. Something interesting almost happened in the WeatherTech Continental Tire shit. Almost. And it didn't. And then it was the same shit that's happened literally the entire season. So that's fantastic. And then Detroit, we had the IndyCar doubles. The 2 races in 1 week at the same track. Feels strange, but at the same time, it brings a little bit more energy, I guess, to the weekend, you could say. Multiple opportunities for you to win means that, like, in the first race, you can take a little bit more risks than you would in just a single solitary weekend, because you have a second chance right away again the next day. So I guess it's a cool concept. I just don't feel it that much. Graham Rahal goes back to back. Okay. That was unexpected. The quality of the races, very little passing in either. So, overall the weekend gets a 2 out of 10. Yeah. And Hinch fucked himself twice in 1 weekend. In 2 separate races. Fantastic. Good job, Hinch. But yeah, 2 out of 10 for this weekend. And I really don't have anything else to say. So, thanks for watching. See you next week. And maybe Hinch will get out of this slump. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, wait. What was that? Are you telling me that there were more races this week? Are you sure? I mean, there was a good race on Friday. But I didn't know there were other races. Were there? Huh. That's strange. Yeah, now that I think about it, I could have sworn there were 3 other races this weekend. And I know one of them was good. But I don't even know, did the other 2 even happen? Huh. So you already know my opinion of the overtime line. I established it back in fucking 2015 when this fucking stupidity started. In what universe was this rule a good idea? For 6 years, we had the 3 attempts rule. 3 years, 6 years, 3 attempts. 3 attempts for 6 years. And it was great. We got the 2010 Daytona 500 ending. That was great. First time, the first ever race with 3 restarts. And that's how they debut it to us, huh? Yeah, good shit. And then they just changed the rule. For no fucking reason whatsoever. Brilliant. It backfires directly in their faces. I don't think Earnhardt would have won anyway, but in a sense, this stupid fucking rule, in its first race, cost Dale Jr. a win, and multiple drivers even having an attempt to move on to the next round of the chase. So 2 of NASCAR's pride and joys are completely fucked over, basically, in a sense. So what do? They double down! What? What? The premier shit show to end all shit shows takes place under the first ever implementation of this rule. We haven't seen a shit show of that stature ever since, and you double down? Really? And this race was being decently officiated. There were several times that someone hit a wall and they didn't throw a caution because they didn't need a caution. It was almost like they had ARCA officials up there, like as a consultation committee. You know what? Hoots called up one of the ARCA officials and said, "Hey, you think we should throw a caution for this?" And the ARCA officials are always like, "No." And he says, we'll flip a coin. And then they fucking decide if they're going to throw a caution via that method. The overtime line. NASCAR isn't like other sports, guys. We totally don't have the exact same thing that football has. Playoffs, overtime. We're not trying to be like football, guys. We're something completely different. How about that playoff points, huh? How about that overtime line? Oh, we're so different. Whoa. I am in utter shock that this is still a thing. The overtime line is still a thing. It has failed to provide anything good in its entire existence. It started off creating the worst thing to ever happen to NASCAR, and it continues to ruin races on a yearly basis. Why is it still a thing? And the worst part is there was... Great, now I get to edit this. So yeah, it's provided nothing positive. It's made everything worse. And races are complete and utter fucking terrible atrocities that should never have happened when it's used. So why do we still have it again? Like why? What? Why do we still have it again? The truck race was great. Tire failures and all. It was pretty pathetic out front until the final stage. But, you know what? Ryan Truex showing that he deserves to be in good equipment. Nothing unusual there. Sauter wins. Who fucking cares? He's a champion now, so why isn't he winning all the time? That's a good question. Xfinity was terrible. The only good part about that race was when, on merit, you see the difference between Ryan Truex and Bubba this weekend is that Ryan Truex took the lead on the initial start and then just sat there the entire time because track position is vital at Dover, especially in the early running. The difference between Truex and Bubba is that Bubba actually had to go up and take the lead, albeit it was off of a restart, but he still had to go up there and take it and hold off Blaney at the end. So that's far more epic, intense action than what Truex did, but at the same time, unfortunately, that's the only good thing that came out of the Xfinity race because we got yet another Leach win. This was a dash for cash. Aren't there supposed to not be Cup guys? Oh, that's right. If you have less than 5 years experience. 5 years? Keselowski got a championship before his 5 years were up. His 5 years would have been up in 2014. Tell me again why Larson needs to run all these Xfinity races when he's competing for the championship lead. And the Cup race, you know, it was all around a decent race. You know, it wasn't anything spectacular, but there were battles up front. There was actual action on the racetrack. Everyone was bitching about it, you know. The one time that we actually have action on the racetrack, everyone's got to bitch about it, you know. The one thing that we shouldn't be bitch about is quality racing, and yet everyone's bitching about quality racing. How fucking dare Truex try to race someone? How fucking dare he? How fucking dare he try to race someone? But in any case, everything was going great until that caution that came out during the pit cycle. Wait a minute, Brian France. I thought for sure that this stage bullshit was supposed to stop exactly this from happening. That shit show that we had at Martinsville, where the fucking timing and scoring was all over the goddamn planet, trying to pick up the pieces Dragon Ball Z style to figure out the correct running order in that race. And yet the exact same thing happened in this race. Oh, it's a good thing we call those mandatory cautions at the end of stages, guys. Oh my god. And then Shit Show Central. Casey Mears led a lot of laps. Oh, no, wait a second. Silver Spoon number 2 led a lot of laps today. It's a good thing he was handed the ride, handed the equipment, and spoon-fed everything his entire career. Spoon-fed his entire life. It must be great to have a rich dad. Not even a rich dad. His dad fucking sucked at NASCAR. And they picked up those genes, by the way. Yeah. And then the overtime line, you know? We got this gigantic finish building up. We got old tires. We got Truex in third, who could have won if he restarted fourth, but he had to pass Ty. I don't blame him. He thought the race was over. I did too, for that matter. Yeah, we got this 3-second lead destroyed, gone entirely. All of it is riding on one restart. And for that matter, one corner, seeing as how we can't, you know, have multiple attempts at a green-white checkered. No, that'd be way too fucking much to ask for. Yeah. You really booked yourself into a corner with this one, NASCAR. You've done literally everything that you possibly can to delegitimize the racing product, and you get hand-wrapped, gifted from Jesus himself. God himself fell from the clouds and handed you a potentially historic finish. And then the overtime line killed it. Oh! Truex is the points leader for 2 consecutive weeks. I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with this race on multiple levels. And I'm ready to die. Not quite. I do have to work really late this week, so dying wouldn't be that bad because I really don't want to work late, but, you know, that's the point. The point is, the overtime line has sucked and ruined everything since its inception. Why it is still a thing, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just too much to ask for to have legitimate finishes.